On this episode of Left Off the Map, we're meeting one of my favourite producers in the entire world, Travis. He owns a place called Misty Meadows Farms and produces a lot of the produce that we use in the restaurant. So we're going to catch up with him a little bit later. I'm going to take along a really good friend of mine, Jessie Spivey. Jessie's an ex-MasterChef contestant like me, and she owns a little cafe restaurant in South Australia in Adelaide called My Grandma Ben. So we'll have a chat about that. We'll meet Travis. I'm going to do a recipe right now using one of Travis's staples, which is carrots. He's got carrots pretty much all year round. We probably go for about a 6-week period where we can't get them, but the normal orange Dutch carrot, we can pretty much get all year round. So I'm going to show you a great carrot recipe. First thing, I've got my pot of water on, lots of salt in there. It's starting to heat up. So my carrots, which I've just trimmed the top off, we can pop in. Don't peel them. Do not peel carrots. The skin is what makes contact with the soil. The soil is where the nutrients is. That's where the flavour is. Don't peel them. Pop our carrots in. I just want to parboil them. Because I'm not going to roast them, I'm just going to char them on a griddle plate. They're not going to get a lot of cooking after they come out of the pot. So I'm going to parboil them so they're almost done and finish them off on the char griddle. And then I'm going to make a sauce, and to add some texture, I'm going to use some hazelnuts. So I've got raw hazelnuts here, which I want to toast. So oven on. About 180. Get out a roasting tray. Turn that on. Hazelnuts on our tray. Pop them back in, and they'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to roast up. And once you've roasted hazelnuts, the skins can be a little bitter. So we're going to take the skin off, or most of the skins off our hazelnuts once they come out. And now I'm going to make a little, well, actually, I might wait until our carrots are done so that my sauce is nice and warm when it goes on at the end. So wait for those carrots, wait for those hazelnuts. We've probably got 15 minutes all up, and then we'll come back and finish the dish off. So once that came to the boil, I left it for about a minute. Strained. Now we've got a pot we can make our sauce in, and these are par cooked. So it's just taking that raw edge off them. Hazelnuts are good to come out. Pop them in the tea towel. Not all of them, just do them sort of half at a, maybe half of what's there at a time. Because you need them to be able to make contact with the tea towel. Roll them around. And then a good amount of that skin is going to come off. It doesn't matter if there's that much skin left on there, then that's fine. You're going to end up with most of the skin coming off. It just gets rid of that bitterness that hazelnut skins can have. Right, we want this char grill to get nice and warm to be able to char these. And carrots are something that can stand up to being fairly heavily charred. A little bit of oil. Pinch of salt. And then we're just going to get some bar marks on those. My hazelnuts, I want to chop up. So this is just going to be texture on top of our dish. So we still want them to be reasonably, don't mush them completely, just run a knife through each one. All right, I think I've got them all, yep. Now for our sauce. So some butter, probably about 50 grams. We've only got 5 carrots. We were 25 grams of butter. I'm going to finely dice a clove of garlic, a very large clove of garlic. I'm going to dice this, as soon as it's so big, I'm going to dice it almost like you would a shallot. So make some battens, slice it through. Add into our butter. I need to do the same with a shallot. So finely dice. Pop our diced shallot in. And then I need some capers, a tablespoon of capers, and the juice of 1 cheek of an orange. All right, so the juice of our orange. Orange, hazelnuts and carrots are a really good combination. So the juice of a cheek of an orange, pinch of salt, hazelnuts, turn that heat off. And that's our little sauce done, ready for our carrots once they're cooked. Starting to get some char on them. They are pretty much cooked through now because we parboiled them. This is the part where the parboil is really important. If they had gone in raw, they'd be uncooked and we'd end up burning the outside of the carrot, which you don't want to do. Like I said, carrots can handle quite a bit of charring, so don't be afraid to really push it. That is pretty much done now, I think. So we'll take them out. Place them in a bowl. Now, I've only got 5 here. Obviously, if you're doing this for, 2 of you, or probably 1 of you, that's enough. If you're doing this for a huge amount of people, just double, triple, quadruple everything. Our little sauce, so our hazelnut, caper and butter sauce, which really, this is what the dish is about, this little sauce. It's very versatile. You can put it on basically any vegetable or even fish. It'll go really nicely on fish. And then a little pinch of salt and some fresh parsley to finish. It's a beautiful way to treat carrots. Parboil them first, then char them. Remember what I said, they can stand up to a lot of colour. So even if you're cooking outside over charcoal or on a barbecue, you can really go hard. And then that sauce, which brings out all the flavours in the carrot and is very versatile. So a great way to make the hero of the dish, the carrot, sing, which is what we're going to go and see a little bit more of now. So Jessie Spivey and I, as I said, caught up with Travis at Misty Meadows. We're going to have a look at that now. All right, so we're off to meet Travis, who is the main farmer that we deal with. So as much as we possibly can, we try and deal with small produce growers or small produce vendors. Mm-hmm. And Travis is small. We will see when you get there. He's got 2 or 3 plots that he grows all of his produce on. The hard thing with Travis, though, is figuring out what it is that he's growing. Okay,
that sounds really interesting.
And we love him. He's a fantastic guy. He's a great farmer, and he kind of just stumbled into farming. It was a hobby, and it's ended up becoming his life.
Hey Trav.
Hey Ben.
How are you, mate?
Good.
Good. Good to see you. Jessie, Travis, Jessie.
Hi Travis. Hi. Lovely to meet you.
Now I've been talking about how good your produce is for a while.
Yeah.
So Jessie's from South Australia. She was on MasterChef with me. Well, not with me. What year after me?
2015.
Yeah, year after me.
Right.
And she's got a cafe in Adelaide now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to show her that our produce is better than South Australian produce. What would you need for your recipe?
I was really hoping to use heirloom carrots, leeks, potentially garlic, maybe some purple kale if you've got some. Think about lots of colourful things to go with beautiful salmon that we'll be using later on.
And then I just want to pick up our weekly order, so I'll grab... Okay. Is that our weekly order there?
Yep.
Sweet, I'll grab that on the way out. Okay. We go and have a look?
Yeah.
Cool. Trav, this all started as a hobby about, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah,
And now it's turned into, is it your full-time job now?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And how many restaurants are you supplying with produce?
About 7.
Yep. And that's including ours.
Yeah. We
did try and poach you at one stage. We had a conversation about whether or not we would just get you to work wholly and solely for Charlotte Jack.
Yeah.
But then I'd be taking great produce away from other restaurants.
Yeah.
This purple kale,
Yeah.
which a lot of people wouldn't see, it looks like it's doing really well.
Yeah.
How long have you been growing that? Has that been a constant thing, or is it new?
4 years, I suppose.
Oh, really? So it's been something that's been there from the get-go. So how did the farm actually start?
We got twin girls, and when they were born, I quit work, and we ended up with a massive veggie garden at home. Started selling to a little cafe, and it all just went from there.
Cool, let's go and have a look. We'll show Jessie some of that purple daikon, and we'll pick up, what else do you need? Leeks, kale.
Yeah, I'd love to use some of that beautiful purple kale.
Yeah.
So anything else that you can recommend, I'd be happy to use as well.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cool.
All right.
So what have you done? You've got a few things happening here.
Yes, I thought I would just get a few things on while we were hanging out.
So that's a day with Travis. He is an interesting character, but grows absolutely brilliant produce. And a day with Jessie, who is a wonderful person. So again, we did carrots in the first recipe today. Now we're going to do carrots again. A slight tweak on the original recipe that I did. I'm going to make almost a carrot and harissa tabbouleh. Few processes to go through, and I'll show you the best way to get jewels out of a pomegranate. So we'll get to that. First thing I need to do, some coconut oil. A little bit of that. And in with that, my carrot's gonna go straight in. Some almonds, which I'm going to chop, probably about half that, so a handful of almonds. Last time we used hazelnuts. Carrots and nuts, especially almonds and hazelnuts, go really, really well together. This time we're not blanching our carrots before we cook them like we did in the last dish. We want them to be nice and crunchy. This is a fresh salad, but we want it to be a little fresher than what we did before, which was, you know, it was a cooked vegetable dish, whereas this is more of a salad. So I've chopped almonds can go in. Now I can add a little bit more of that, probably a smaller chunk of the coconut oil. Now I just want to let this do its thing, start to heat up. So our harissa paste, our honey, our lemon, I'll chop that and get that ready. So we'll probably need both cheeks. So that is what's going to go into our dish at the end to sort of make the dressing that's going to coat everything. Pinch of salt. Now we don't have any oil. Our oil is going to be the coconut oil that we started cooking in. So as we go along, add a little bit more so that we've got something that our dressing that can carry the flavours of our dressing. It's not too far away. All right, so I want to take the heat out of the pan straight away. So, lemon. Our harissa. and our honey. The rest of our almonds, again, give them a chop and pop them in just to warm through. All right, our raw almonds, pop them in. Pinch of salt. The only other thing I think it might need is some more lemon. Give that a toss. I cut those carrots. I'll grab them out. They still should be nice and crunchy, which they are. They're definitely cooked, so that rawness is gone, that raw crunch is gone, but they're still really firm, which is exactly what I wanted. And they're gonna be beautiful. Fresh herbs. I've got some spring onion, some mint and some parsley. So some great Mediterranean flavours. Middle Eastern flavours, Mediterranean flavours, the sort of flavours that you want to have in this sort of dish. And I want to keep these fresh, and I want a good amount of it. I want lots of herbs. Here we go, our buckwheat. All right, herbs can go in. Our pomegranate. So I've always found the best way to do it is just, if you break them open like this, you'll find the natural seam is where it'll tear. And then just run your thumb down the jewels and they'll pop out. Like that. And you don't break them, peel that back and you just expose them all. Run your thumb over the top and they'll pop out. Like that. Alrighty, so we've got our herbs, our pomegranate, our buckwheat in there as our base. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in that. A pinch of salt in that. All right, so we've got our two mixtures ready to come together. We've got our carrots, our little sauce, our harissa sauce, and our almonds, and our little grain mixture. I'm going to pop our grain mixture onto a plate. Try and pick a nice plate for this. You've got beautiful colours. Try and offset those colours if you can. Make it all work for you. Grab my carrots. And then, really what the dish is all about, these crunchy, beautiful, glazed almonds over the top. Those almonds in with those carrots, they're so good. Just trying to find a nice parsley leaf. All right, there's a dish to make use of Travis's carrots, but also the tastiest almonds you're ever gonna eat in your life. If you love almonds and you don't like carrots, try this dish anyway. Most people love carrots though, so give it a go. It's absolutely beautiful. Great Middle Eastern dish. Thank you so much, Travis, for supplying us with all the best produce that you do, and enjoy the rest of your day.